Picture this with me. Think of everything you've created for your business, your ideas, your drafts, your lead magnets, your courses, all those beautiful pieces of work. Now imagine them as individual trees in a forest, working together to form a cohesive, thriving environment. Each one is valuable, each one well intentioned, but not all of them growing at the same time or on top of one another. Here's the truth: your audience doesn't need the entire forest in one visit, they just need one clear, compassionate next step. One tree, one direction, one meaningful movement forward. That's why the A to B flow matters for them and for you. Hi, I'm Renee, and I help heart led entrepreneurs take their ideas and turn them into learning experiences that feel grounded, aligned, and clear for both the creator and the learner. My background in learning design and anthropology taught me something important. People learn best when they know exactly where they're going next, not the whole journey, not the whole transformation, just the next step that feels doable. So today I'm going to show you part of my roots to canopy design method called the A to B flow. This is my favorite approach for simplifying your offers and strengthening the entire learning ecosystem. Because most entrepreneurs, we accidentally try to take people from A to Z in a single container because we just, our desire to help is so strong. But when you shift your focus to just helping them move from A to B, everything's going to get lighter. You get clarity as the creator, they get confidence as the learner, and both of you experience more ease and momentum. Think of it as offering them the next stepping stone and not the entire staircase. And one of the reasons I care so much about this is because I am that chronic overthinker, the overcomplicator, the let me teach you everything at once person. So I had to step back, dive into my background in anthropology and education, and remember that humans don't learn in giant leaps. We learn in small, meaningful steps. And shifting from that more content to more clarity mindset changed everything about how I design learning experiences. So I want you to think about that moment when inspiration strikes and suddenly you have 5 ideas, 6 tabs open, 3 drafts started, and zero direction. And we are going to give it a path, a focus, because there's nothing wrong with your inspiration or spark. In fact, they're brilliant. The issue is actually when the inspiration itself is the structure. So today we're giving that a clear path forward so it can become momentum instead of overwhelm. The first step is to start with the point B. This is where everything shifts. Rather than starting with what you want to teach, start with one result you want them to walk away with. Your point B is then going to become your anchor. It tells you what belongs in this, what doesn't, and what can wait for a later offer. And when you start with point B, your offer becomes clearer, kinder, and more sustainable for both you and your learners. And here's where it becomes even more beautiful. Once you know your point B, that one transformation you want them to walk away with, that one action, you can design the right container for that transformation. They'll fit together. Think about it, an ecosystem where different trees serve different purposes, right? Sapling can guide you forward. The shade tree that represents, a pause, or an old oak tree marking a deeper milestone. Your learning offers can work in the same way. A small transformation belongs in a small, clear container. Think checklist, worksheet, or mini training. A bigger step or a bigger transformation belongs in a deeper container, maybe a workshop, a cohort, a course. When each offer matches the size of the step, your whole ecosystem becomes easier to design. It becomes a part of a whole. Everything becomes part of a whole. And it's easier for your learners to move through it. And you're respecting how humans actually grow and learn, one step at a time in the right environment with just enough support. Here's where the forest metaphor becomes even more useful. In human cultures and in human learning, knowledge is rarely gained all at once. It's gathered in pieces through experience, repetition, and connected meaning. Your learning offers, your content, and your teaching are no different. When each resource teaches one meaningful idea and each idea connects naturally to the next, your learners aren't just consuming content, they're following a path of understanding. Your worksheet might help them notice a pattern. Your mini training might help them practice a skill. And your deeper program might help them integrate that skill into their life or business. Each experience becomes a tree on the path because it prepares them for the next thing. That's how learning has always worked. Step by step, idea by idea, meaning building on meaning, everything connected together. So the A to B flow works because it mirrors how humans make sense of the world. People learn best when they can focus on one idea at a time, try it out, see it work in their life, see the results, and then take the next step with confidence. These small moments of success matter because they create a kind of internal trust, that feeling of, I can do this, I understand this makes sense. And also trust with you because you helped them make that change, take that step. That trust isn't about it's a that trust is about believing in their own ability to grow. And when learners trust their own progress, your work can become more meaningful, more grounded, and more impactful. So at this point, you might be thinking things like, I don't have enough time to redo everything, or I have too many ideas. Both of these are completely normal responses. But here's what I want you to hear. First, you don't have to redo or start over. You can refine what you already have. Run your existing offer through that A to B lens and see what comes up. Second, you definitely don't need fewer ideas. What you do need is a way to choose one idea at a time and keep the rest safe and supported while they wait their turn. Your ideas aren't the problem, they're actually your richest resource. The overwhelm comes when you're trying to grow them all at once. So, when you organize your ideas into clear A to B steps, one idea gets the sunlight, the others stay protected, and they'll eventually come to life when the time is right for you and your learners. You're not trimming your creativity, you're giving it rhythm, timing, and a natural flow. Clarity doesn't come from having fewer ideas, it comes from creating an environment where every idea can grow at the right time. So, your next step is to choose just one area that your learner, your audience needs help with right now, and name that point B. Ask yourself, what is one meaningful change this helps someone make? And once you name that, the structure, the content, the format, and the purpose will all start to fall in place. This is about creating something that respects the way people learn and the way you naturally teach. When you design learning in small, clear steps, when each piece has a purpose and each step supports the one that comes after, you're not just creating content, you're creating transformation that feels human. This is how learning has always worked, how cultures pass knowledge through generations, and how people build mastery in anything meaningful. Not all at once, not in overwhelm, but through steady steps that honor where they are now and gently guide them to where they're ready to go next. That's what makes your work powerful. That's what makes your ecosystem come alive, and that's what turns ideas into wisdom. And if you want help finding that clarity and that A to B flow, let's sit down and talk. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see what you build next.